there everyone, welcome back. We are rocking out to some of my favorite riffs ever from my favorite genre of music, which is 80s metal guitar. And we're going to talk about some riffs that are just perfect for beginners. Now, if you guys want tabs for these riffs, you can grab those down below. If you want to check out my free guitar course, the Fretboard Decoder, you can. I wouldn't necessarily say it's for beginners if you're a beginner watching this video, but if you're intermediate and wanting to kind of like branch off into some new stuff, maybe check it out. And the tones, I'll be playing through multiple different guitars, but the amp that I'm using is the Revv Dynamis, plugged into the 2-notes Torpedo Live, and that's it. Reverb is built in the amp, so let's go. So a whole bunch of different riffs from all different artists, and I thought, you know what? Let's just riff out with a bunch of super strats today. We'll play some 80s riffs. It'll be great. So here are the riffs. Okay, so I'm not going to switch guitars when I teach the riffs. I'm just going to play the Cali here. But it was fun, you know, hearing each guitar. It's almost like a comparison between them, so you can kind of see which one you like better. But anyway, so we're going to start off with Let It Go. Anything goes. Actually, I'm singing the wrong song. But, you know, it's all Def Leppard. So the riff is this. So here's exactly what's happening. Basically, it's all based off of this kind of like A area here, and I'm doing this double stop bend, and I'll show you another way if that bend gives you trouble that you can work around it a little bit, but I still recommend learning how to bend two strings at the same time. So the opening riff is just this. So I'm just playing open on the A string, and then 3 on the A. I'm like losing my train of thought. And then opening it on the A. Now when I play that 3, I bend it a little bit. So there's unbent, we bent. Just that's like, it's such a rock and roll thing to do. You know, it adds that sleaze kind of factor to it. Now this part is the tricky part here. So what I'm doing is I'm playing 4 on the D and G, and I bend them up a half step. So then I go down to 2, do it again. The next time I just play the D and G open there at the end. Now the workaround that I was talking about before was if you can't get that bending down, to get the sound down for now and to continue to work on the bending later, is you could go from 4 on the D and G and slide up to 5 and back down. So you could go like that. Because when I said we're bending up a half step, we're just taking these 2 notes and bending up to those. So if you want to do the slide, you can as well, but they are bending it. Now, it does that whole section and repeats that, and then there's 2 different endings we need to talk about. So after you go back to... Now this part is... I thought I went out of tune. it's just 3rd fret on the A string doing a power chord. I'm doing the 3-finger power chord here, root 5th root. So that's a C5, and you go up to 5 and 7, which is a D. Everything else stays the same. But then you end with this. The next time around, and instead of going like this, you go. Which is simply walk down a scale. And that's why I think this one's such a good one to learn, because it's got a lot of different techniques involved in it. So we're gonna play 3, 2, open on the A string, and I'm alternate picking these. Then I go to 3 on the low E string. Now you're ending with a D sus2 chord, which is open D string, 2nd fret on the G, 3rd fret on the B, and then open high E string. It's like the rock and roll version of a D. So I played it wrong. And there you have it. And next we're talking about Motley Crue. She got them looks that kill. Good old Mick Mars here. Now they are tuned down a full step. So I'm playing in standard tuning right now, but if you want to play along with the song, you actually have to tune all of your strings down 1 full step. And the riff is kind of cool, because we have a very similar riff here in a minute, but it's basically backwards. So this one goes like this. Now, why I think this is cool is because we're pedaling on that A string first and then hitting a chord. Later you hear a riff where we're hitting a chord, pedaling on the A string. So you palm mute your A string twice, and in here we're just simply playing 7th fret on the D. So we're gonna play 7 on the D and then 9 on the G. Okay? Now all you do is you go. So you do that twice, then you simply move down to 5 and 7, and you do it twice there. So we have. Now you do that palm mute again, then you go 5 on the D to 7 on the G. Then you're gonna slide your pointer finger down to 4 and 7. That's the ending. That's like the tail of it. So. And then full gain mode. You know. Next up, some good old George Lynch, Breaking the Chains from Dokken. And this is another cool one because we have sliding power chords at this point. So essentially it's just basic power chords. I'm doing the 3-finger power chord again. So 7 on the A, 9 on the D, and 9 on the G. And the tricky part is here, you hit the chord once, now you hit it again, and on that second hit you have to slide down to 5 and 7. So simply going from E to D. Play the chord again, so then you do it again, but you go from 5 to 3. Then you go up 3 to 5. Okay, so there's the chords happening. Now in between it, you're palm muting this low E string. Basically, anytime you're not playing those chords, you're palm muting that low E string. And there is one tail here at the end. If you want to play this chord, you can. If you just want to play the main riff, you can do that too. Basically, it's a G chord, but it's not like this G. That's way too country. This is like, again, the rock version of a G chord. You're just simply going to play 3rd fret low E string, and you're kind of muting the A string, and you have the D string open, the G is open, and you're holding down 3 on the B. And then all you do is, well, this is kind of tough if you're a beginner, but it's not too bad. I use my thumb, and I hold 2nd fret on the low E string, and my pointer finger holds down 2nd fret on the G. So you have this F sharp over D looking thing. You could go if you want to. Either one will totally work. All right, now here we are at the opposite of looks that kill. How I was saying it was palm muting and then chord, palm muting and chord. Now we're doing Somebody Save Me from Cinderella. I forgot the riff. And it's the exact opposite of everything that Looks to Kill was. So basically, we're starting with an A chord. We're just gonna play 2 on the D and G, and you're gonna go play it. So it's chord, palm mute the A string twice, chord, palm mute the A string twice. So now the last one you go, and then 1 palm mute. Now we change chords here. And this is basically it's a power chord. It's 3 on the D and then 5 on the G. And you do the same pattern, so it's chord, palm mute, chord, palm mute, chord, palm mute once. So then you do the same thing up here, but now it's more of like a double stop look. It's still just a power chord. We're just doing a D chord, just the bottom part of it. So you play the chord. Now here comes the tricky part. So get that part down first. And this part goes. Now this is going 5 and sliding down to 4 on the G. Palm mute the A string. 7 down to 5. So. And then you go 5 to 4. So you're doing a double stop on the D and G. So 5 to 4, then 7 to 5, then 5 to 4 again. So. That one. And we end our journey with Whitesnake. Woo! So we're gonna do Slide It In, which is a classic Whitesnake song, and it teaches you one of the ultimate rock and roll moves, which is this. That little move right there. Woo! It's used so much. It's very crucial. It's very difficult too. So I'm gonna show you exactly what's happening here. I shouldn't say it's very difficult. It's a nice challenge, you know? So essentially the riff is just an A chord. So you're holding, I use my pointer finger, and you definitely have to bar with your pointer finger for this. I hold 2nd fret down on the G, B, and high string. Now, the next move here is you put your ring finger and middle finger down. So your ring finger goes to 4 on the D, and your middle finger goes to 3 on the B. Okay, so, and you go, so it's A, and then basically it's going to a D, and then back to an A. What's kind of happening here, just it's a different inversion. Okay, now you're gonna take this shape and come all the way up here, and you're gonna go. And you're doing the same exact thing, but what's really cool is you're just going to another D chord. So, but it's the same shape. It's that A chord shape. So you're holding down 7 now on the D, G, and B. Then you put your ring finger down on 9 on the D, and then your middle finger down on 8, which is essentially changing it to a G chord. So you have, now you're gonna go, the rhythm here is a little bit more challenging. It's a hammer-on. So you're gonna go, and then you pick it again, so go, then you hit it again, and back to the D. So, have it. Later on, they come in and they just add the palm mute into all the empty spaces. Now later it goes into the chorus, which is just a G chord, but it's the rock G. D sus2. A5, so it's open A string, 2 on the D and 2 on the G, twice, and then back to the D. Actually, it probably doesn't hit the high E string, so it's just like a D power chord. Yeah, that's what it is. No high E string. So. Crowd goes wild. Alright guys, that is it. So thank you for hanging out with me, riffing out, getting your jam on. And yo, I'm gonna bounce on out of here. I will be seeing you all back with another lesson, video, something, some guitar nerdery. I can guarantee you that. So until next time, yo, peace out, get the tabs, and let's go.